great campus portal, wonderful website. So when you try to go to wyld.state.wy.us/WC, you're actually redirected to their website. And we can make sure through customization that when you log out of your iBistro session, you went for the academics. The academics also see a different list of bestsellers and recommended reading that is more oriented towards academic interests, or so Cersei Dynex sort of thought when they built it. And these are actually shared at what we call the gateway level, meaning it would be very difficult to customize the actual individual pieces of what you're seeing under something like recommended reading. Everyone would have to agree that they wanted to see the Caldecott medal at the top of the list. Because I can't just take it off. I can't take a little piece out of the recommended reading only for one library. It just doesn't work that way. This is where we added the A to Z and the article linker functionality last year. So if you find a record in the database that has an ISSN, you'll have a link to search that in our e-journal portal to find out where it's available full text. If you have article linker like the colleges do, it will bring up that service, which is a little bit more advanced way of finding specific things. Also from Serial Solutions. And what we're also hoping for, I may even be able to remember an example. Oh, they don't have one there, of course. So if we look at one of these, we'll see the journal linker icon. That will open a new window to find full text, just to let you know what I'm talking about. So you don't have to have this if you don't want to. I think we emphasized that a lot last year. But if you do, it can be a really great value-added service because in some cases we may have some paper copies cataloged, as in the case of this one, which there's holdings 98 to 2004 at Shared MBA. But if we go into the e-journal portal, you'll find out you can actually get it up to the present with this file and in e-library. So that actually adds a lot of value to the catalog right there with just so you have to actually pull up the record. That shows up if you have an ISSN on the record. Now, what I'm looking at adding as a next step with the 360 search implementation is that we can add a link so that you can open a window from here into the 360 search federated search product. It doesn't decide for you which databases to search, so it just kind of opens the window and then you can redo your search in there. But at least it gives you quick access to the federated search from the catalog. And what I'm hoping to do is try to figure out why it's not porting the search terms over to 360, at least in populating the search box with, like in this case, journal nursing education is not popping into the search box. And it did with a different product that was integrated with the catalog, and I'm not sure why it's not working with Serial Solutions, but I'm going to talk with them to find out if I can figure that out. So I was going to go and show you the advanced search screen, some other options. What we've done for Sheridan is we've actually, we didn't do your item types, did we? We left them the way they were. We added location, which is something we've been suppressing statewide for everybody, but if you have a fairly limited number of locations in your library, say about 25 or less, because there's a character limit in the policy thing that you can put in there. It's crazy but true. So we've added specific locations for searching for Sheridan right from here. If you want to do that, let me know. But if you have like 50 locations, the answer is so. And what else did we do for you? Was it genre. We added genre. Genre is actually from item category 1, but instead of calling the label ICAT 1, which was, that was great, we changed it to genre, and Patrick let me know which genres he wanted to populate in that drop-down. Again, it has to be around 25 or less, so next.
Can you customize the item type list?
Yes, I think that
because there are quite a number on that list
that you don't use.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's a limit on it. suppressing some statewide, like I think maybe 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day loan. We're not showing those. The Online Quality Committee looked at those and did a customized list, and I would have to double check.
But you might be able to take some out.
Might be. And labels, actually, believe it or not, most labels can be customized by library. Kind of a lot of work, but it's possible. I say that it's kind of a lot of work because when we do an upgrade, it's probably something that would have to be, we have to double check and make sure that it carried over from upgrade to upgrade. Every customization has to be checked to make sure that it works the way it did in the last one, and so it can kind of extend the time an upgrade takes to happen because of that. So wherever we can find a common denominator is great, but if there's something that you desperately want, let us know. We'll take a look and see what we can do. Is there anything else you want to talk about the customizations?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. And then, because I still have a little bit of time, I wanted to talk about just a couple of other things that we're still doing. I wanted you to keep in mind that the reason that, like the really cool features with WYLD bringing up library holdings and so on, is because we have made sure that that all our libraries are listed in the WYLD registry, that all our libraries have a lookup feature in their first search admin for basic searching in WYLD, and that's work that we do in the background that you may not realize. Last year, we told you that we were working on a project called a back transfer to OCLC to bring our holdings up to date in OCLC, and we have done that. That has been completed, and we are working on the update process to continue to keep that updated so that when someone pulls in records from WYLD, they're actually seeing much better information about what we really have. Whereas before, I don't think the back transfer had been done for, 60 years, if not longer. So a lot of incorrect holdings were coming up in WYLD because of that. So sometimes what we're doing for you in the WYLD office may not be that visible. We may not even realize that we were in there doing that stuff to kind of try to optimize user experiences, but we really are. And we're very open to listening to what you have for ideas, what problems you're facing or you're encountering with the OPAC or whatever.
Chime in there. They're really, once they started talking with Des, he just provide all sorts of information, handling endless emails about, what needed to go into the various hacks in Firefox extension. And really, it's been a very good experience, and I would, urge you, if you want to have any of these questions, customizations, to really start talking to her and see if it can be taken down.
Thanks. It was fun. It was fun stuff that he was working on too, and right away I could see, that Patrick had a lot of amazing ideas, and that it would be great if we could work and go forward with some of those. So.
Are these available on all of your public terminals? Are they only on staff terminals? Are they on selected terminals?
Anyone using the Sheridan County OPAC is going to see those changes. Now, if you're talking about the other hacks that Patrick was showing, like the consumer report search and stuff, everybody individually needs to install a plugin at home. If they're using it from home or elsewhere on their laptop or whatever, they have to take the initiative to install those plugins into their browser to make them work. Okay, so I wanted to show you a project I worked on with Google, and there really are people at Google. Or at least, maybe. It was all email, so maybe I was talking to a computer named Christian. But anyway, I'm going to go to Google Scholar. Do any of you use Google Scholar on occasion? Okay. Apparently you can mine these out in regular Google too, but it's easier to find in Google Scholar. If you've ever looked at Google Scholar, there's some Scholar preferences. You click on that link and change a little bit of how you deal with Scholar. If you go down to library links and type in Wyoming, you're going to find some of the joint projects with Google, the libraries WYLD, and this is the one I'm talking about, the EBSCO was full text, and the University of Wyoming.